Dolphins fans, how's it going? It's fantastic. It's a Friday. It is the weekend before hunting season up here in Alaska. Um, so it's about to be a really busy couple weeks for me personally. Got a lot of plans for the channel too. I wanted to talk about a couple things here as we're getting closer to the season starting, and seemingly as we get closer to the season, more and more people are absolutely losing their minds all over the internet, especially Twitter, where people seem to think that being as edgy as possible is the coolest thing to do. I don't really get it, but Aquavale, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Uh, we've talked. Everybody's talked about the roster and everything else, so it's not like there's much that needs to be covered there. Um, I did want to touch on a couple, additions. Mainly the tight end that we signed, which is fantastic. I'm very excited about it. Dolchich, who is, I hope I said that right. Actually, sometimes I feel like I say things wrong, and I have to go to certain websites and check to see if I managed to pronounce it correctly or not. um, I am happy with a couple. For the most part, I'm happy with the roster. Obviously, every year we look at the roster and there's things that we could do differently, or things that we could have added to and made it better. Of course, I'm not saying that, that's not, I'm not saying anything else there, otherwise. I'm just saying that I'm pretty happy with what we have for our our roster. Greg Dulcich was a fantastic addition. He's going to the practice squad, but I would not expect him to stay there. I mean, that would be crazy because the man has so much raw talent and he's so young. I mean, I expect him to do well. I was shocked that he ended up getting cut from preseason roster. So um, big mistake by them and huge pickup for us. I'm very excited about it. Also, this next one seems to be not getting very much play. Uh, Jeff Wilson Jr. re-signed with the Dolphins. Yes, Jeff Wilson Jr. is old. Um, yes, he got cut by Miami last year. Um, but we know what we're getting with him. We know Jeff Wilson runs hard. We know that he punches holes. He's that quintessential definition of a hole puncher. So I'm not upset with that signing at all. I think that's going to be a good positive thing. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him squeak his way up into the actual game roster, at least for the first few weeks, depending on how long it takes for our running back room to get healthy. So don't be shocked if you see Jeff Wilson Jr. running the ball, old number 23, back on the team. That's not a bad thing. Is he going to be a needle mover? Is this going to make us go, oh, we're going to the Super Bowl? No, of course not. But it's a good addition, and I think it's a lot better than the other running back that we added to the practice squad, which was Jermichael Hasty. He's a 6-year vet. Just never really worked out for him, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm not too excited about having it. I mean, he's a practice squad body, so that's what it is. I just wouldn't expect him to get the call up to the regular roster. I don't think that's going to be happening. But Jermichael Hasty is added to the team as well, and it is what it is. But having Jeff Wilson Jr. on the team, it does help our running back room out, especially while Jalen Wright is gone. It's something to be okay with. I don't think there's any problem there. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Jeff Wilson's washed. He sucks." First of all, he doesn't suck, and he's not washed. He is older. He's an 8-year veteran. I mean, what do you expect? But he's not bad. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and plus it's minimal money, like minimal. It's not going to cost us anything. No reason to be upset there. It's a good thing. Those of you that are in here, make sure you guys throw a like down. Comment if you want. Tell me what you guys think about this roster, where we're looking. We are just over a week away from our first game in Indianapolis against the Colts. The Colts obviously are reeling. They've got a lot of internal issues right now. Their owner passed away. Jameer Say. I know the stigma that a lot of people aren't thinking about is, well, first they're saying the general consensus is, well, they're going to be playing for Jeff and they're going to be really, really wanting to get that win for Irsay. And you got to keep in mind that he wasn't a very popular owner. And I know a lot of owners aren't, and I know that's not the end all thing. And I'm not saying that because he wasn't very popular with a lot of his fans of the Colts, because of that, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be honored. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it's not going to be as much of a win one for Irsay type of situation as a lot of people seem to think. Hey, Jorge, what's up, man? Good to see you in here, dude. Thanks. It's not going to be quite like that. I mean, obviously, there's going to be players that are going to want to play hard for his memory, and that's totally fine. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying it's not going to be as much of a front runner of a story as everybody thinks it's going to be. So, we're heading in there into Indianapolis to play a team that has some identity issues. You talk about the Dolphins having an identity issue. This is another team that has that same issue. They have more of a question at quarterback, and they have some serious questions at some levels of that defense with the Colts and with the offense. The weapons that they have on offense, running back and wide receiver, they're not bad weapons at all. Unfortunately, their problem is depth, and we know that word very well as Dolphins fans, don't we? We should understand they've got depth issues as well, especially with their weapons. More so than the Miami Dolphins do, and that's saying something. On defense, they have a little more depth, but once again, I don't think they're going to be as dynamic as the Miami Dolphins defense is. And when I'm looking at this game, obviously Danny Dimes is going to be the starter in that game, and I do not see the Colts succeeding in beating the Dolphins in that first game. As we get closer, yeah, I heard that too, Collis. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. I don't know. I haven't heard anything on the little rumor mill about Jabril Peppers, but I did hear he got released, and nobody's done anything about it. I don't know what's going on there. I wouldn't mind having him. That wouldn't be a problem for me at all. I'd be totally okay with that. But looking at the roster, I'm okay with most of it. As far as cornerbacks go, I know a lot of people have problems with the cornerbacks. I don't. I don't know what I have with the cornerbacks. I want to see. Michael, what's up, man? I'll get to Ryan Crow, Aquavale in a second here. I'll get to that in just one sec. As far as the cornerbacks go, I'm not too worried about what they're doing. They're a question mark, obviously. We don't know. And that's why I'm not saying they suck. I'm not saying they're going to be horrible. It's because when you say that, you don't know. So saying they're going to be horrible without knowing is just about as irresponsible as claiming they're going to be elite. I'm not going to do either one until I have a chance to evaluate how they're playing. So that's where I'm at with that right now. The only other questions I have is offensive line depth. That's a huge problem for me. Personally, I'd like to see something done about it. I do like that Kendall Lamb is back. I think that's a big help. But I feel like we just need one or two more. And we need to get rid of Larry Borum. I don't think Larry Borum has the ability to cover like he needs to be able to cover. And it's ridiculous to think that the offensive line is going to stay healthy all year. There's going to be injuries on the offensive line. It happens every year to every team in the NFL. It's rare, extremely rare for a team to keep their offensive line together all year. So with that, I want to see a little more addition to the offensive line depth. Maybe not starters. I'm okay with the starting five, but I just like to see a little more depth there. Tight end worries me, but I'm a little less worried with the signing of Dulcich, Greg Dulcich. I like him, and I think that he's going to work his way into the team for the games very quickly. I don't think he's going to be practice squad for long. Beyond that, running back concerns me a little bit, but the Jeff Wilson signing helps a little bit with that. It makes me feel a little better. A little bit. Like I said, not a needle mover, but it helps. Larry Borum is one of my biggest concerns on the team. I feel like if he ends up playing, we're going to regret it, and I don't want that to happen. No offense to Larry Borum, if by some strange stretch he's sitting on YouTube and sees my channel with my very small amount of subscribers, sorry, buddy. I don't trust you. Cap, what up, man? I want in on Big C or Miss Finn's Fantasy Football League, brother. I would, but I'm already in one, and I've already had to turn down a couple other invites too. I feel bad, but nah, I can't do any more. I can't allocate too much funds to fantasy football. Appreciate the invite though. um, so that's as far as the roster goes. That's where I'm at. I'm okay with most of it. Everybody has their worries. I have mine. I have my questions. My big question mark is that defensive secondary. It's not a worry. It's a question. I'm just curious. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. It's going to be interesting. Those first few weeks of the season is going to be a big tell for us as a team. We're going to know exactly what we have by week 3 or 4. And like I said multiple times, week 4, I'm going to put out the first quarter of the season review, and I'm going to evaluate every position on this team and talk about what I think. Right now, it's not looking as bad as I thought it was going to be at the beginning of preseason. So with that, I'm going to give a little bit of credit here to Chris Greer for bringing in a certain amount of players that I think would help, and he's done a relatively decent job doing that without spending a bunch of money. Because you heard people talking about it and saying, "Oh, all we have to do is restructure his contract, and we'll have enough money to make a couple big signings and take care of some of these needs on this team." And yeah, we could have done that, and in the process, really screwed ourselves over for the next couple years with money, with cap. And I don't think that was a good idea. I was hoping against hope that it didn't happen. I'm glad that it didn't. I'm glad that Chris Greer found the proper way to add to a team which is in the draft with young talent and players that maybe don't get a lot of play, that have a good shot at being able to contribute. So that's what this team is. This team is a question mark, and we don't know how they're going to do. But I can say beyond a reasonable doubt, at least in my mind, that this is not the team from last year. Looking at what's happened and what they've been doing to improve certain aspects, and what we've seen in practice, outside of practice, in interviews so far, all the palpable information that we have to look at, we've realistically seen a different team than what we've seen the last few years, even in the couple years where we won a good amount of games and went to some playoffs. So it's different, and that gives me cause to think that this might be a different kind of season. And in that being different, it could be really good or it could be really bad. Now, I don't think it's going to be an in-between season. I don't think this is the 8 wins, 9 losses type of season. This is going to be 11 or 12 wins or 11 or 12 losses. So it's going to be good or it's going to be bad. Either way, we've got a lot of players to evaluate and a lot of things to look at, because if it ends up bad, next year is going to be pretty interesting. Well, that's the easy way to put it. That's the calm way. People are going to lose their minds if it is. It'll be glorious to see. To watch YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all these social media sites just absolutely lose their mind. It's going to be funny. Then you'll have a few people like my channel and a couple other channels that will keep it a little more chill. So if you guys know anybody who likes that kind of channel, please tell them about mine. Come check me out. Also, this isn't going to be a super long live stream. We just kind of wanted to cover a few things. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm going to touch on it lightly. I'm not going to go too deep into it because, well, it's gross. Ryan Crow, assistant linebackers, outside linebacker coach for the Miami Dolphins, charged with assault and I think battery too. I haven't seen the report, but from what I gather, it's not good. It's something along the lines of him getting into an argument with his woman and pushing her and attempting to either choke her out or take her down, striking at her and things like that. The bottom line is I'm not going to get into the outside of football aspect of it. It's wrong. It's messed up. We all know that, right? The part I am going to talk about is he's been placed on administrative leave immediately by the Miami Dolphins, and that's what you have to do as a franchise, as a organization. So good job on Miami not wasting any time doing that. And if you know much about anything, you know that when you're placed on administrative leave by not just a football team, but any organization or company, usually 9 times out of 10, that means you're going to be fired. And I hope that it happens soon. So, is it going to affect Miami? No, it's not. And this is where a lot of people are freaking out about it and saying, oh, this is going to be horrible for the outside line. No, it's not. He's an assistant outside linebackers coach. Okay. He holds a clipboard. He doesn't really give much coaching advice. He just he holds the dummy. That's what we're talking about here. A low-level coach. Okay. So it's okay. We're okay there, guys. It's not going to be the end of the world. Yeah, so Ryan Crow likely going to end up being canned and likely deserves it. Beyond that, I'm not going to venture any guesses into the realm of what happened. It's outside of my purview. I'm a Dolphins fan. I make stupid little videos on YouTube, but I don't hit my wife. So that's one thing I got going for me, I guess. Goodness. Yeah, hope he loses his job and we'll move on from it. It's not going to affect the team any. If anything, the only thing it's affecting is drama fans who are going to use this as something to say, oh, look at all the problems this team is having. Now their coaches are hitting their wives, and it's whatever. So moving on from that. That's where we're at with it, Aquavale. I don't know if you caught it, but there it is. Like Pilot, I'm going to wash my hands of this. The other thing I wanted to talk about really quick is I've mentioned a couple times that hunting season is coming on for me. We hunt moose and bear around this time of year. I'm going to go out for a week or so here coming up next week. Into next week, I'll be going out for a week and doing some hunting. And I will not be able to stream during that, obviously. But what I am going to do, and then not everybody would be interested in this, but I'm going to go ahead and vlog the experience of my hunt. I'm going to go out, 85 miles into the woods, and I'm going to take my four-wheeler and my Tacoma, and I'm going to sleep in the back of the truck, and I'm going to go hunting for moose. Hopefully I get one. It'll be on video. It'll be all recorded. I'll edit it up nice, and hopefully it ends up being worth showing if I get a moose. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of anticlimactic not getting the moose. So, and just for those of you that are curious, once again, no, I don't hunt for trophies. It's food. It's like beef, but better. That's what we do with it. So we take it home and we turn it into steaks, roasts, and hamburger. That's what we do. So here in Alaska, most people eat a lot of moose. It's subsistence hunting. So if you don't know what it means, look it up. It'll help. So I'm gonna vlog it, and I'm gonna edit it and put it on the channel. And those of you that want to check it out are more than welcome to. And I'll put this out there, but when I say this, I do not want anybody to feel like they have to, or to feel like I'm trying to talk you into doing it. But there have been a couple instances where people have asked about donating a small amount of funds to the channel. Obviously, I don't have 500 subscribers. I'm still 150-ish short. So I do not I don't have the ability to take like whatever they're called, super chats or whatever people do. It's not something I'm even have access to, guys. So it's nothing about that. The only way that if anybody feels like they want to and they desire to do that, I have a Cash App, and that's at the bottom now. Do not feel like you have to do it, or I'm trying to talk you into it. I do not do this for money. The only thing that money, if anybody does donate, it's for Frozen Fins fan only. It doesn't go in my pocket for dinner with the family or anything like that. It goes for this channel, and that's it. That's software fees for editing software. That's the fees for StreamYard, which is $450 every year. That kind of stuff. Equipment, nothing outside the realm of my channel. That money will stay there, just so everybody knows. I had to throw that out there. I don't want people thinking I'm taking this money and going and buying candy, if you know what I mean. So, well, you're going to have to explain that to me. Ready to become patriotic week 2. Judging by the name, I can tell. Are you sure you want the smoke? You guys, I mean, I will say that the Patriots do look like they're going to be a lot better this year. I'll give them that for sure. Definitely do not foresee the exact same record going through for the Patriots again, or worse. I see better. I love your head coach. I think that's a fantastic addition for you guys. A lot of good players. I can't wait to see how this AFC East actually shakes up. The Dolphins and the Jets and the Patriots and the Bills. I mean, this is going to be a pretty competitive division this year. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I do not think that the Bills are going to have the same amount of wins as they did last year. I think the Bills are going to take a slight step back. That does not mean I think they're going to lose the division. Right now, gun to my head, I would still have the Bills as winning the division. Right now, I have the Jets in the basement for sure. But it doesn't mean anything. It's just a YouTuber's opinion right now. But I have the Jets in the basement. Patriots and Dolphins kind of fighting for that middle of the division. We'll see how it all shapes out. But as we get closer to the beginning of the year, I am going to put out a kind of like a prediction style video talking about how I think our division is going to turn out, individual team records for each team, and talking about the teams that are going to probably make the playoffs this year, at least in my opinion. And I'm also going to be every single week, as soon as the Monday night games are over, I will be putting a power rankings video out. Everybody else is doing power rankings. Why can't I? So I'm going to do that too. I'll be putting them out every Tuesday is what it looks like it's going to be. And it'll be the top 15 teams in the NFL. Hopefully at some point the Miami Dolphins can make it into that. Right now, I don't think I would put them in the top 15 as we are right now until I see some games. So that's the plan. I think I covered everything I needed to cover. And I have some things I have to do this weekend. Got to go out to the hunting spot. It's a long drive, and I have to cut down a bunch of saplings and some brush so that we can actually see the area we're trying to hunt in. So lots of work, not much fun, especially when it's raining. I wish we had football this weekend. We got one more week, guys. This preseason kind of was a blur. It went quick. We got one more week, and then we got football. Indianapolis Colts, Miami Dolphins. Lots of questions. Can the cornerback room hold up? Can our running backs do the job? Can we have success down the field again? And can my dogs stop barking? These are all important questions. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys watching. Like I said, this was just going to be a short stream. I'm going to be doing probably a stream either Sunday night or Tuesday night, one of the two. I'll make sure to have it up in time for people to see it and plan on coming in and watching. I appreciate each of you guys for coming in here. Make sure you throw a like and you give a subscription real quick if you could, if you want to, I guess. Patriots fans included. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Fins up, guys.